What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Self-Made Mega Farm. We're getting set up to start our barley harvest, and we could probably start mowing again. Get another run of hay bales. That'll be the last run we do of that, so I'll probably get that kicked off. I'm trying to think. I think we're gonna do what we've been doing. Just kind of leave the header on this side of the property. Get some straw as well. Should be nice. We're gonna unfold all of this. We still haven't found ourselves a second harvester yet, but we're doing pretty well on money. $567,000 in the bank. You'll love to see that right now. So we'll get to work in this field. Like I said, it's bigger and we're going to expand it by even more after. So we just want to make sure straw swath is enabled. And then we'll get a course plate going. We're gonna bring out the auger as well, I think, or the grain cart, I should say. We can delete that. And once we are done this field, we'll probably be able to set up a course that should be in a good position for us. And we're gonna bring it down 2 meters. It'll probably help if I had the field selected now that we have this large field. There we go. Two headlands should be enough, and we should get a fair amount of straw bales on this too. He's just gonna drive right in there and whip it around. For some reason, they always want to start on this back portion of the corner, which always leaves a bunch. Clear through. We're leaving straw swath, which is what I wanted to make sure we were doing. That's outstanding. So we'll get this going. We should only need 1 truck. I just realized now that yeah, that's all. Let's have to run the grain cart. Really don't want anything else to run the grain cart other than this. So this is our small workhorse right now. Like I said, we'll get this set up over here. I mean, I guess we could have the combine probably unload itself, but our luck is something would happen. But that stagger looking nice. That was a nice trade where it actually made us a lot of money, so I'm happy with it. Yeah, we don't really have any unload points set up here, do we? And I think ultimately what we need to do is we need to set it up to the best of our ability to not be in the way. So let's hit record. We want it going this way. I always get it wrong here. Let's, you know what? Yeah, we want that to be the end dump, I think. Like that, the grain cart unload point. I'll keep those going, and we're just gonna, what we're gonna do is get a little crazy here. We're gonna swing out and around. probably have it wait right here. Field 4, grain cart, wait. And I'm hoping this won't create issues down the road. Now we'll back up. Really need to change this route to a secondary. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and we just keep not doing it. So that should be good there. So really what we want to do is switch over to the combine. And we're going to do field 4 wait. And field 4 grain cart unload. And we're going to hit, yep. And then we're going to switch back over to our harvester, which just almost happens to be ready. And we're going to put it on there. That grain cart should whip right around and realize, hey, I need to go out. Just make sure it shouldn't clip any of these trees. We should be fine. Part of me wants to start baling this field now while we're here. We just have to do it, unfortunately, with... Oh, you know what? We gotta go get the baler on top of that. What do we got in the market? Over here, nothing big, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're gonna use... Probably could have put the grain cart on this, but we're gonna head to the bale shed. And we'll get that baler on the course. And then I guess we'll use the old Steiger. I knew it. Okay, so what we don't want, that's why we can't have that course be what it is. It's got to be changed over. But yeah, we'll hop back in once this should start unloading. Should have called that grain cart by now. But we'll get that going, and like I said, we're going to get the baling going and out of the way. And go from there. So see y'all shortly. Alright, so we've got everything kind of running now. I'm going to hop out of here. I always forget we have the 8R. I had the 8R actually stored away, and I think that's why in my head I was thinking we didn't have as many tractors as we do. We have quite a bit. So here comes the 8R. So what we're going to do is get on this, and we're going to get these scooped and out of the way right off. And I don't know if the Versatile has unloaded a second time on the harvester yet or not, but the news is we're going to get a good amount of straw bales, I think, off this. Probably similar to what we were seeing between the two fields combined, so probably 15, 16, but just one. And like I said, we'll take care of all this after. And I'm debating whether I should just plow everything in again and then throw some lime down on it. It's a thought. I just don't know yet if I want to really commit to that or not. Just one of those things, you know, you think about, you're like, should we do it this way or not? So there you go. It says it needs to be unloaded. Versatile's not far from it, almost in the same spot it was last time. So hopefully that'll work. We do get the mower running. We're going to TED it, so we're using that drawbar behind it to kind of run the tedder behind the mower again. It works, so might as well give it a go and utilize it while we can. Just takes a little bit longer to turn around, but when you total it all up in the end, it's still not bad. And then we'll run that center windrow. And that should be pretty good. I mean, we should be good on hay for a while at that point. Unless we really start going through TMR, but we're, definitely going to be over capacity and we're going to have a lot left over. But the first couple of loads will definitely run up, top off our TMR production site. Just so I think we ended up with so many small bales in the last run was because silage capped out. But we've got all the silage bales in there now. And we're good to go. And then over the winter we'll do silage, so that should top that off. And then the first cut next year probably could do silage again, and we'll be in a pretty good balance. It's a matter of getting straw bales in there. That's the big thing right now. I just don't want to leave some straw bales on the side when the John Deere starts running up the rows and donuts up and down, so that's why you're seeing us kind of follow the baler right now. Probably should have the 8 on the baler and the 400 on this, but hey, it'll all come together, right? It's teamwork make the dream work, right? Now, what has been your favorite piece of equipment on the Prairies and Plains pack so far, if you purchased it? I think I asked this recently, but I think everybody had similar answers. So I'm just wondering now that people got a chance to really play it, for the ones who get the pack, what do they think of it? The harvester is flying, by the way. I wasn't trying to switch over the screen quickly, but making light work. Now they gotta wait for us. But once we're done these headlands, should be pretty good shape, unless our grain cart runs into a bale, which it does happen. I don't know what's going on here. Jamming everybody up all at once. I'm trying. Moving here. It's a lot of people all trying to do the same work zone here. Any other time that baler AI goes right around the corner and misses it like you did on those other corners, but right there you seem to really work on the pivot points. Full 32-point turn, we'll call that one. So we're at 8 right now. This will be 9 just on the headland, so pretty nice. Like I said, if we get over 16, I'm happy. These are the large bales, 180 centimeter. Then, like I said, we get done baling this, we'll send that baler right over. I might switch it over to the 8R. Because I think I'll use the versatile to do some tedding. And looks like we're going to do another 32-point turn again. Yep, here we go. I mean, I'm fine with it. They're going to clean up most of the stuff and not leave it like they did there. But yeah, it's still frustrating how slow it can take them sometimes. Ideally, most of us would just probably loop that corner. We'd go straight out, come around, and loop back around, and be up and down again. So ideally, we could see 12 bales just off the headland, possibly, which is quite impressive. The size of these bales. And we could actually probably do now. I could grab the Steiger and the plow, and we could connect that. Because then I think what I'm going to do is, once I throw the lime down, I think I'm going to cultivate everything instead. I think we'll grab the land all and just cultivate it all into one. Should be fine. We gotta deliver a bunch of barley over there. Get that going. I haven't really looked on the prices today either. Nothing really standing out. Cheese keeps going yellow, but it never really gets over 1800, so not really too worried there. Planks, we got some stuff to sell. Prefab, we got some stuff to sell. So that's another 33 grand right there. That's kind of where we're at. I mean, we're sunflowers, we're using up what we have left. Make some sunflower oil, so we know that production's topped off. Kind of look here, corn, we're down to 34,000 liters or so. Getting the last of that cornmeal, cracked corn. There'll be good turnout though when we sell that up. And we still got a ways to go before we can get the last of the sunflower from last year's cut into turn into sunflower oil. Dairy, we're doing pretty good with the dairy. Definitely getting closer to bringing another truck over. And from there, probably sell some. 669 moving up right now, so that's a good chunk of money. We'll keep an eye on that. That keeps progress. Now, naturally, this is how it goes. I took that time to walk through that stuff, and now our baler's flying along. Looks like we're going to get 13 bales off the headland. We can get that one before we're in the way of our... it's out of the way of the harvester, actually. That's pretty good. And one of the things I really want to see Giants update is a lot of these swaths. I don't know, they just fade in and out. They look choppy. Yeah, just not enjoyable. But there we go. 13 off the headland. That is great news to see. Now we'll let them start working here and kind of see where the truck's at. We're going to be doing those. So over here, let's jump over here in the truck. Let's see what's going on in the truck. We've only filled 51%. Alright. Was hoping to get a wilder yield than that off that, but maybe this one's full. Ideally, I would like to see 2 trucks. Yeah, it's not terrible. But still would like to see a little more compliment for us on this field. I think with all the work we've done, we should turn out a good yield. You know, am I expecting us to get 100,000 liters out of this? Yeah. I think that's a pretty good expectation for the work we've put in on it, at least. So that's 21 in there, right? And we got 30 something in there, so that's 50. And this must be getting close to, got 8, so 30, so there's 60,000. I mean, I'm trying to be hopeful. I really am. I would like to see that all work out. We see over 100K in yield on this, but the reality is we might not have. It was a little bit of a rough winter as well. Weather-wise, I feel like this, when it snows, it sometimes helps, and we didn't get much snow. So we'll scoop this bale so it's out of the way. I'm just going to swing around this way for now. You should be dropping a bale probably in the middle of this row. We'll already be at 15 in here. If we look at our livestock here, We can definitely get some of these bales into the main barn. I should say the barn, the cow barn. The other one's a pasture. But we can get them topped off in there. Then the rest, I think, we'll just run right through. And then we don't really need any in here. They're doing what they do best. They're, eating off both. They get the meadow, which will kind of take care of it. So we're looking good there. Our Angus, 30% reproduction already. So not too shabby. We'll go scoop this bale. Like I said, we'll end up throwing a couple of these in there. Should be able to get probably 5 or 6, not more, to top it off, and maybe I'll stack some on the side. But the rest of these, we'll be able to throw it in our TMR production site. Get that rolling. We got to pull some more TMR out of there because we are capped in space on that. But I think our little investment on straw bales to get everything really up and functioning was worth it. At least in my opinion. Yes, it cost us some money. We could have probably, $700,000 in the bank right now, but we kind of needed the straw. And now that we get a larger barley field going forward, we're benefiting. It's one of those things where we had to pay it forward a little bit, right? And, everything's kind of worked out in a way. Like I said, I'm excited to have the 715 Stagger. I think it's a workhorse. It's funny that we had just got the smaller one, an older one, used, and then we end up with this. But I like the 9RX, but the 9RX just is not the 715 Stagger. It's a different beast altogether. Yes, they're both articulating, but 715 can just, I don't know, it's just got that gusto to it. There's 18 of these bales. It's looking good right now. It is looking real good. Obviously, we don't have to throw any of these in the bale shed because they will all get used, whether it's in the barn or the TMR production site. And Versatile should be on its way now. We're ready to be unloaded again. And I want to say the grain cart should be pretty close to already full, but maybe it did not pick up yet. Yeah, it's still looking like it's at 21,000, so it's only going to be able to take probably another, 10? And then it's going to have to drive over. So we did not fill that truck, unfortunately. So we might not hit 100. I'm thinking 85,000 now, looking at it. But that means now with our expansion, even if we have a yield like we currently have right now, with the expansion, we should definitely hit that number. Get plenty of space up there. We also need to decide where we're going to put a butcher down. I'm thinking just on the other side of that fence right there is a good little spot. I could be wrong, but to me, that's a spot worth going. Or further down on the other side of the shop. Clear out some trees and make room for it. So I'm confused because that Versatile should be full. We might have to jump over into it. It is definitely full. We're going to jump in and take over here because this should have already been moving. Seems to do this from time to time. It definitely bogged down. So this 30,000 liters is quite a bit on this, actually. So maybe the best bet was actually to have the 8R on this and this pulling the baler. We'll get the spout out. Like I said, we'll get this unloaded. Get that truck off to the grain mill. And see what else we can do. So this will be 60,000, I believe, between these two. I should fill this whole back bed with a little bit left in here. Now hopper actually might still have a fair amount already in it as well. Try to distribute this a little bit so it's not all piling up. I know it'd be a lot to ask a lot, but it'd be nice to see sometimes AI doing this, just going back and forth, you know, filling it up, but I know it'd probably kick off the trucks to take off. So there we go. That is in motion. And actually, while we're in here, let's stay in here. Open this up. Now harvester's going to call for us. That's what I thought. So I was like, you know what? Let's just stay on it. Our baler's actually catching up to the harvester, which could become a problem. When we're unloading, that is. So we'll definitely have another 20,000 liters in here, probably. So what I'm going to do right now, I guess I can let him kind of turn down here and get going. No, I'm surprised that truck just actually went all the way up because I thought I put that little gap over there. To go to the mills, but maybe it just doesn't pick it up. There we go. Yeah, he is coming all the way around. I'm surprised he actually just didn't go through the path I made. It should have been the shortest route. Which is funny that they'll pick up that route over there, but not that route there. There's a little bit going on. As long as I said grain mill, not oil mill. Pretty sure we had a grain mill. So this puts us over 80,000 liters. Get another full one of these, I'll be quite happy because that'll put us well over, well, not well over the mark, but I mean we're at 83,000 right now, so we're actually doing better than what I predicted. And actually we can just turn that back on. We'll run over here. I get the mouse to go, there we go. And we're good. I'm just gonna jump out. They're all up and running. Looks like he's unloading where he should be. And we're gonna go scoop up these bales. Get these two, and I got room for the one more down there, and we'll go drop these off. And, you know, top off the cow barn. That's going to be first priority, is topping off the cow barn. And the rest we can throw in the TMR site. like I said, we'll, honestly, with what's going to be left, I'm just going to put these in the TMR station, I think. Haven't really done it with this, so it'll be interesting. I'll get behind their truck. Yeah, we should have enough to top the barn off with what's over there. We've already got two coming out. If I have to, I could technically buy more again. I should be able to slide these back into here. Not create too much chaos, Just because of that bar, I'm not able to actually drive through and unload, unfortunately, but... We'll throw all these in here for now. Then what's left, we're going to we'll top off and keep in the barn. I don't know why I just slightly moved that the way I did. It's probably going to mess this up now. It's just going okay. Still going okay. Alright. There we go. Drop this down and we'll look at the remaining bales. I should have boosted that up pretty good. I mean, these are what, 11,000 a piece for liters. That's 244,000 liters that just went in there off these bales. So that's a big boost there. I mean, nowhere near what our hay and silage is in there, but you guys get the point. We don't need as much straw. I think it's 2-to-1 ratio. 2-to-1, technically. We're gonna get 3 right there. Gonna get 4. That's 44,000. No, we get 100,000. We're definitely topping off that barn. We'll be in good shape until we have a fair amount of calves, or well, we won't really be putting calves in there anymore. Here we go. Gonna get a little crazy. Like I say, I figured he'd cut them off. That's how it always goes. Always trying to take that direct route, which ends up in front of somebody else. Yeah, he's getting up there. Probably 60% right now. I said, being able to top that off, put us back at, 30. There'd be 90,000 in there. Could be really close. It really could be close. Like I said, once we're done this, I'll send the versatile over to probably do the windrowing, or we could do the 8R. There we go. Versatile's full. Should be full. Should be going to find that course and unload. Seems to be having some trouble doing that. Well, I just shut the tarp, so now it's definitely processing it. We're right on top of the harvester. It's probably half full again. Which, if it is, I mean, that technically, we are good then. I have to go look at those numbers. I think that's what we're going to do, actually. So I definitely see it's still pretty full in there. Well, let that fill up. I'm not sure here to figure out what's going on. Not full. Shocking enough. But I know that we're not worth waiting for an extra 900 liters, give or take. Maybe more. Needs 1,000 liters left. No, we're gonna go dump this now because we know that harvester is gonna call upon us shortly because it's half full. But this means to me, I mean, this is 90,000 liters. We're definitely gonna hit that, and I would say, judging by where it's at, we're gonna be over 100, which is awesome. That's what I really wanted to see out here. So I'm pretty excited. I think I'm going to take that baler too and go around and pick up some of these edges. But it's nice to see everything running smooth. While this is still unloading, let's come in here and check our TMR production. So straw up to 892,000 liters. Pretty good shape. I'm happy with that. I said, can't really run anything right now because we do have some room. Actually, you know what? Let's run that. All right, so this one, good to go. It's on its final pass, which means we're just gonna go unload it ourselves. Let the baler kind of finish up the last bit here, and we'll move that harvester right out of the way. That might actually be the game plan. It's actually, let's go right over here. Harvester needs to be unloaded. We'll get that right out of the way for the baler because we need to come through and clean up some stuff with the baler. And I want to clean up that little bit we missed over there. But I would say, yeah, we surpassed 100,000 liters of flour, or sorry, barley for our flour. That's a victory. In my book, that's a victory. We did what we needed to do there. It's one of those small victories, we'll say. I guess I could have probably actually just drove this all over there. Because we gotta go that way anyway to clean up that corner. Because all the other corners are clean. Like I said, it won't be much of a challenge here. But then we'll finish up the straw baling, and that'll probably be the episode. Start the next episode maybe doing a little bit of work. Just mow or harvest this up. Throw a little bit of a swath down. And we'll see what we actually end up with. That was only 12 liters. Question is though, will this top off that front? Oh yeah, with these. See if we can do this without creating havoc. Making it work here. There we go. Cycle me back. So we will now get this unloaded. And that should be enough to send that truck over to the mill. I just kind of want to see how much we end up getting for actual barley here. So 21,000. We have a full front. So almost impressive. We almost made it to 120,000. So we have what, 111,000 liters? That's a pretty solid take for only having one barley field. Need to kind of look at what the actual acreage of this field is. I don't know if we can fit anymore. Maybe I'll fit a little bit up here. Oh, yeah. Top that off. So we had 50 and 60, so 110,000. This is trucking right along. You like to see that. And like I said, we're gonna get this all cleaned up. Really pulling slow. I do need to get one of those. We need to switch over to square balers and maybe in a way for the straw and the hay. Oh, that's why it's already at the max amount. It was about to kick one out for us already right there. Well, that's why it was being funky. And here I am saying we got to be better about cleaning this stuff up, and then I miss a bunch right there. So another bale. Push this out of the way. We'll run down this way. Just kind of clean all this up. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to call it an episode. I appreciate y'all for watching, sharing, liking, commenting. Until next time, Farmer Taz out.